Welcome back. It's 2019 and I've had an idea for a song. So first of all, I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. I took some time off after Vlogmas because obviously I wanted to spend some time with family and friends, and I really have enjoyed myself. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting, because to me that's what Christmas and New Year is about. It's about reminiscing, it's about looking back. And that's where I've got this song idea from. So a year ago I had the flu. I was quite unwell. I was basically in bed for a week. And as I was lying there, I was thinking about what I was going to do with 2018. And I knew I wanted to start a vlog, but I didn't know what kind of vlog I wanted to start. And that's when I had the idea for a song in 7 days, you know. Come up with an idea and have 7 days to finish the song. Do one song every month. And for those of you who've been following me since day one, you'll know that this is the 12th song. This is the 12th episode. Because obviously what I said at the end of January last year was that I want to write a song every month this year. Now I know technically I haven't started in December, but I did actually technically start New Year Still Me towards the end of January. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still within a year. Even if it isn't within 2018, this will be the 12th song this year. And with that in mind, I want to write something that pulls the whole year together. Because obviously New Year Still Me was about this period of time. But I don't want to do that again. I actually want to do something that summarises my year of writing. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. I've got a few ideas floating around in my head, but there is definitely a narrative within my songs. There's definitely a story there, because they chart my progress over a year. But I want to write something that completes the loop. And like I say, I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet, but I know that that's what I want to do. So over the course of Vlogmas, I definitely let this studio slip into a state of disarray. It was very, very untidy in here. So over the last couple of days I've been sorting through things. So the plan this evening is to go to IKEA, a bit of an adventure, get some stuff for storage, and hopefully get a little bit more organised for the new year. And of course what that really means is we get to have the meatballs, and I get to buy some things that I don't really need. Is everyone nearly ready? So we're back from IKEA, and of course I've bought another Kallax, so we're about to build yet another Kallax as quickly as we can. This time, Lizzie's going to help me, who is entering the room as we speak. You are out of focus, so out of focus. Hopefully we can do this to the best of our ability and very quickly. So today might not look like the most productive day in the world, but I have actually been thinking about what I'm going to write and how I'm going to write it. And one of the decisions that I've made is to write it on the piano. And the reason why I've decided to do it this way around is because I want it to be quite an intimate song. I want the song to be like a conversation. Other than that, I don't actually have any ideas. And that's the strange thing about songwriting, isn't it? I actually know what I want the song to sound like, but I haven't had any musical ideas. I don't know what key it's going to be in. I haven't had any lyrical ideas, but I have a general vibe, a general feeling for where this is going. And that's enough, actually. Obviously all that I need to do now is just reflect and actually start writing it, but that's not going to happen today. I want to take a step away. But anyway, let's see what day 2 brings. Good morning. It is a fantastic winter's morning here in Doncaster, and I have come out to get some milk. Pretty standard Sunday activity. Just going to make sure we've got enough to have some fantastic cups of tea today. Can't open the car with one hand. There we go. So yeah, I haven't actually been getting a lot of this over Christmas because it's quite a journey out from where I live. But it was definitely worth the trip today. Not only is the milk really tasty, but also I think I've written some of my best songs having this in my tea, so. Also it's a bit of a Song in 7 Days tradition to come and get milk as well, isn't it? So there you go. So the time has finally arrived. We are taking down the Christmas decorations. How do you feel, Liz?
Quite sad, but I'm ready.
What a great description. Anything to say?
Goodbye Christmas. Hello. New Year.
New Year, new Tim.
New Year, new tea.
So it all goes back into this old suitcase. I'd be really interested to know how everyone else stores their Christmas decorations. We have a bag for lights. A bag for lights! That wasn't intentional! Oh, comedian. How are we getting on?
Thanks for the help, everyone.
Sorry, I'll come and help you now. So there you go. All the Christmas decorations are down. It is weird not to have all the fairy lights behind me, although I have left some of the sellotape by mistake, so I'll have to sort that out. So yeah, I've actually had my idea for the lyrics. I was thinking back to a conversation I had on Christmas Eve with one of my friends, and we were actually talking about how much stuff had changed, like you do, obviously reminiscing over Christmas. And one of the things that we said we'd wish we'd done is taken a picture every year. Because like I was saying on Christmas Eve, we do have a tradition where we meet up in the same place and we do the same thing with the same group of people. But we're all doing very different things to what we were doing when we first started doing it. And I really like the idea of a major line in the chorus being something about that, you know, we should take a photo every day on this year, or something like that. Probably phrase it slightly better than that. But the idea of the song generally being like, this is a snapshot of where we are, isn't it nice to reflect on that? I'm not really explaining it very well. I definitely made a note in my iPhone earlier about this. So something along the lines of, if we take a picture on this day every year, we can see how far we've come. Something like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit and flesh that out as like a letter. Because, like I said, I want it to be a conversation between me, the writer or the performer, and you, the listener. So in this scenario, this is the first time I'll be writing a letter to you, if that makes sense. So let me grab the official Song in 7 Days notebook, wherever it is. Where is it? Ah, here we are. Here we go. So we are just getting ready to watch the BBC version of Les Mis, obviously without the songs, which is quite interesting, but we enjoyed the first part, so we're making a point of watching it together. Tim is just making some tea. I don't know if he's going to appear at any second. No. But yeah, Tim's making some tea, and we're excited for Les Mis and the tea. So good morning and welcome back. It's day 3. So last night we watched Les Mis and it was a lot darker than we expected it to be. The first episode was, you know, it had its dark moments, but it was particularly dark last night. And we had to watch something funny afterwards, and I didn't really do any more writing. But this morning I have come back to the letter that I've written, and obviously got to start making some progress with the music and the lyrics, so hopefully I'll get some inspiration today. But to start off with, I'm going to let it come to me. But obviously if it gets towards the end of the day, I will push it. I will actually sit and write something. But normally, if I go about my business and do my normal stuff, an idea will come to me and I can usually do something with that idea. So we've finally committed to is it a filter kettle? Is that what it is? Yeah. A Brita filter kettle, and it is really exciting. I'm hoping that the tea is going to be extra tasty today as a result. Apparently it's meant to remove that stuff on the top, which I didn't know this. Apparently that's like lime scale, is that right? Or lime? Is that a lime scale or is it just lime?
It's lime scale.
Okay, and apparently it removes that from the top and it makes the tea tastier, so I'm excited to see what this is like. Look at that, so far so good. We've had 3 minutes of brewing. 3 minutes of brewing and no thing on the top. Liz, what's the tea like?
It's great.
Yeah? You enjoying it?
Oh, yes.
So I've been sat at the piano for a while and I've actually managed to come up with the chorus, which always seems to be the first thing that comes to me when I write these songs. I don't know why that is, that just seems to be the pattern. But I've got a little chord sequence and I've got a couple of lyrics that I wrote yesterday. And the lyrical idea that I've got is one of the first things that I actually wrote yesterday, about the idea of taking a picture on this day every year and seeing how things have changed. And I've got a nice little chord sequence around that. But yeah, I've got my chorus. I just need to think of a few more lyrics and I should be able to form the rest of the song around that. But as expected, just leaving it and being a bit patient has really helped. Maybe it's the new fantastic kettle that's doing it, who knows. Okay, so I'll be honest, I haven't made a huge amount of progress with the song today. It's been my first proper day back at work today, and when I got back in, I just had something to eat and we watched Only You, and now it's nearly midnight. But I am pleased with what I did earlier. I have got my work cut out for me tomorrow, 100%. But you know what, to be honest with you, having the chorus down at this point is always an advantage. Sleeping on stuff is always good. I know that seems to be a bit of a theme with the Song in 7 Days, you know, reflection, taking your time. But actually, genuinely, I am quite pleased with what I've done today. So even though I was hit with a burst of inspiration earlier on, I am going to have to push tomorrow, like I said I was going to do today. But tomorrow is 100% going to be about hard work and getting as much done as I possibly can. But you know what, genuinely, when you've had this amount of time off and you go back to work, it is an adjustment, isn't it? But anyway, tomorrow is a new day. Hello, welcome back. We're here by the piano and we are getting things done. Like I said last night, I really need to make a lot of progress today, so I'm deliberately forcing myself to write stuff, and even if I have to meticulously edit it later on, it's better that I make this progress and cut it down and change it. I just need to actually produce something. I am thinking at this point that the production will be piano and voice, just me and this. Purely because I haven't done it in this project before, and it seems like a nice way to do the 12th song, so that's the idea at this point in time. Let's see how that goes from here on out. I may change my mind on that, but I definitely want to go for a slightly more acoustic, sort of stripped back vibe. So I've taken a bit of time out of my day to run some errands, and I really did actually need it. I was getting quite frustrated with the song, but I've been for a coffee as well. I'm just waiting for Lizzie, and I've actually had some ideas for the song. And that always happens. It doesn't matter how worked up I am or how stressed I am. If I take a step away, I always come up with something, and I feel like I'm ready to go back home and start working on it again. Definitely making some progress. I know it doesn't make for fantastic viewing for you guys, but rest assured I am definitely making some good progress. And again, it's all about stepping away. It doesn't matter how often I write songs, I always find that I have to take those steps back. It really does help. Such an essential part of the creative process. Also, at this time of year, in the evening, Doncaster really does look beautiful. There's a fantastic sunset going over there, even if it is like 4 o'clock. So I've spent a fair amount of the evening actually just getting the song done, as I was saying earlier. I really need to get it done. But I actually have come up with something. I've got one section left to do, which is like the middle 8 bit, but I even know thematically and lyrically what I'm going to do there. It's just a case of actually leaving it for a bit. But we've been watching Legally Blonde downstairs, great film. And I've been sort of nipping away because I need to sit with the piano and the tape recorder to make sure I get the idea down. But I have actually just been sat writing lyrics, sat with Tim and Lizzie, and it's been really good. I've accomplished quite a lot today. I'm actually quite pleased with what I've come up with. At the start of the day, I had very little confidence in the song, I'll be totally honest with you. It's one of those scenarios where if it wasn't a song in 7 days, I would have probably just put this in a box and left it for a couple of months. And that's one of the things about this project. It's forcing me to finish songs. And it makes me go away and come back on a short-term basis, obviously, like go for a couple of hours, do something else, but genuinely, I'm quite pleased with it. And to think that this morning I was sort of looking myself in the mirror and saying, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm actually really pleased with what I've got. Good afternoon and welcome back. It is day 5. I am just making myself some sausage pasta. So far it has been a really good day actually. I've broken one of my running targets. I wanted to be able to run a mile in less than 8 minutes and I ran one in 7:43 I think it was. My long-term aim is to be able to run 10 miles at the same pace that Casey Neistat does. So obviously, long way to go, but the journey has very much started today. So yeah, not an awful amount of songwriting done, but I have done a lot of other nice productive things, including cooking this, which is looking really nice. But hopefully after I've had my lunch, I can crack on with the song. Work on that missing section. So I'm back in the studio and I'm just listening to what I've got so far on the tape recorder, and like I was saying earlier and like I was saying last night, I'm really pleased with what I've got so far. One of the things that I've noticed that I've developed with my songwriting over the last year is that when I first started writing these songs, I was very clean cut with my structures. So if I had a verse, it wouldn't overlap into anything, and if I had a chorus, it would always be a set number of bars and things like that. And I've basically got more daring when it comes to cutting sections in half or making them link into others. And that's something that I really like in other people's songs. It's something that I really like with Paul Simon. He's not afraid to just suddenly depart where you're going from and take the audience and the listener to a new place. And I think with this song in particular, actually, there's a couple of departures in the music, and I think it benefits from it, otherwise it gets a bit monotonous. Particularly seeing as I'm playing it just on the piano, and that still is my plan at this point. So those of you who regularly watch my vlog will know that Wednesday's a really busy day for me, but in spite of that, I've actually managed to make quite a lot of progress with the song. I've got that middle section going, and I've got to the point now where all of the lyrics are written, but they'll probably require a little bit of editing tomorrow. I think my next step is to work on the piano part and make that a little bit more interesting, particularly because it's the only thing going on in the background of the song. But I'm not going to do that until tomorrow because I'm going to the pub quiz tonight, which of course is an exciting occasion. Those of you who follow me on social media will know from my Instagram account that I always try and pick a Louis Theroux themed team name, and I'm genuinely at this point running out of ideas with that. So if anyone has any Louis Theroux based quiz name suggestions, then leave them in the comments. That is probably the most niche comment request ever on YouTube. So yeah, really excited about that. Not been to the quiz since last year, which is obviously a hilarious joke to make in January. Good morning, we are back, and surprise, surprise, we are at the piano because we are going to record the piano part today for the song. I say we, I mean me. Me and the piano are going to record it together in synergy. So I'm probably going to record it with a click, but I'm not going to quantize anything in Logic just to give it that kind of free and easy sound. But it is going to be better if I play the piano and then record the vocals afterwards. For the simple reason that I actually want to make the piano part more interesting, and I need to give it my full attention in order to do that. I'm also quite excited because I'm using a new plugin, a new piano sound that I've bought, which is called the Gentleman, and it's based on an upright piano, and I prefer upright pianos. Since I've left university, I've certainly ended up playing more uprights. It's very rare that I actually get to sit down at a grand piano. They're such a lovely, natural sounding instrument usually, and this is a really nice sound. It's got all the flaws in it as well. In fact, I'm probably going to do a review video of this at some point, but genuinely I'm really excited to use it. Okay, so I think I've got the piano down. I'm not really sure. I've been working on it for a couple of hours now, and I'm not hugely confident in it, but I'm guessing that if I walk away and come back and listen to it, I'll be totally fine with it. It's just frustrating when you're trying to record something, you're trying to play your best, but it's just not happening. It's late, but I'm feeling motivated, so I figured I'd start recording the vocals. I've got all the lyrics, I've got the piano recorded, I'm on day 6, I know, but I might as well get it done at this point. Even if I have to re-record bits tomorrow, it makes sense to start it now, even if I'm just singing it through, getting used to it. So, here we go. Okay, so I've been running through the song, I've recorded some of the vocals, but I'm going to leave most of it until tomorrow. It was good to start it, just to get a head start on what I was doing, but I really need to go to bed. So that's it for day 6. Let's see what day 7 brings. Hello and welcome to day 7, which just so happens to be my birthday, believe it or not. I've had a fantastic day so far, it's been really nice. I've been with family, and I've also picked up the highlight of the day, which is some Dream Baked cakes which have been made for me, and they are amazing. They are based on the Pinterest hedgehog. I'm sure you've all seen the meme where it's like a really nice hedgehog cake and then someone trying to make it. So the cakes were a surprise for me, but Hannah and I had talked about this cake before, and she's made them in like cupcake form. And at the moment I don't want to eat them because they look so good, but obviously I will be eating them in vast quantities later on. But in the meantime I've got a song to finish, and to be totally honest with you, there's nothing I'd rather be doing on my birthday than songwriting, so this is the perfect day for me. So I'm just picking up from where I left off last night, continuing to record the vocals, and hopefully should be done very soon. All being well, I should be able to release this today, fingers crossed. That'll be the first time I've released a song on my birthday as well, so there you go. Let's get going. So I've just had a really drastic change of heart. I've been trying to record the vocals on top of the piano, and the more I think about it, the more I think I should be playing this live. And not only that, but it means that I'll actually have a video of it as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I know the song well enough now. I was rehearsing it last night, I was recording it. I'm just going to record a version of me playing it, because that's what it's meant to be. I set out to write like that, so I should record like that too. So I'm just going to set up now to record it live. So there we go, why not? It's my birthday. So I just did it in one take. That may have been the best decision I've made in all of A Song in 7 Days. I just sat down and I played it at the piano. And there are a couple of moments in it that aren't perfect, but it works. It is like me having a conversation with you, and that is what this is about. And I'm sure you'll see that when you actually see the video. But wow, yeah, that was such a good move, and I'm really glad that I did that. I'm going to take a step away before I mix it, but I've listened to it through, and obviously it's just piano and vocals, so at this point it actually shouldn't take that much longer to finish. So it's time to mix, isn't it, Dumpling? What do you think? Ooh. So, as always, Dumpling, my mixing engineer buddy, and I are going to sit and mix the track now. We're going to have some fun. Should I put you over there where you can be comfortable? Okay, let's do that. Right, mixing time. And there we have it. The song is finished. The mix is done. All I've got to do now is make a video. And you know what? I really like it. I really like this song. It's quite different to anything I've done in the project so far, which has obviously been a running theme. But yeah, genuinely, I think I'm really glad that I recorded it live in the end, because that's what I set out to do. I wanted to have it as a piece where it was a conversation between me and you, and it was about performing it and being able to play it. And yeah, I've done that, and I really like it. I've decided to call the song If We Take a Picture, because that's the first line of the chorus. And obviously, normally at this point, I'd totally forget to name it, but I have remembered this time, which is quite possibly a Song in 7 Days first. So thank you again for tuning in, and as always, I really hope you enjoyed the song, and I really hope you've enjoyed the story behind it. And I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my birthday now. So I'll see you soon.